There's a lot of things I'm going to cover on this episode. I'm going to start off with doing some work on my Mazda MX-6. I've been meaning to change the spark plugs as well as restoring the dash. Then I'm going to move on to working on my 911 as well as my M5. My 911, I'm going to do a small interior touch-up. And then for both cars, I'll be doing some refresh on the visors. I'm going to take a break and hang out with some buddies of mine. We're going to have some dinner and then hang out a little bit afterwards. On today's episode, I'm going to work on 3 of my cars. My 911, my M5, and then my MX-6. For my 911 and M5, I'm going to do a refresh on the window visor. So I'll be going over that a little later. For my MX-6, I just got some new spark plugs and I've been meaning to install it. So on this episode, I'll be replacing the old ones and putting on the new ones. For my MX-6 project, these are the supplies and tools that I'm going to be needing to replace the spark plugs. I have my ratchet, I have my spark plug socket over here. This is the one that has the rubber gasket so they can grab the spark plugs. And then I have a 16mm here. This is going to be useful when I reinstall the spark plugs. I'm just going to use the spark plug remover socket just to set the spark plugs, but I don't want to use it to tighten it because it's going to be hard to pull it off of the extension. So I'm going to use a 16 that doesn't have that rubber gasket. That way when I detach it from tightening, I won't have any problems. The spark plugs are OE replacement by Bosch and they're pre-gapped to 0.044 already, but I always use my gapper tool here to make sure that it is gapped properly before I install the spark plugs. So now that I have all my supplies and tools ready, let's get started with the project. My car has the 4-cylinder engine, so it has 4 spark plugs. I put everything over here so that way I have easy access to replacing them. But I'm going to start off with the first spark plug, then work my way to the right. So here's the condition of the spark plugs. You can see the electrodes are browning a little. It's not too bad shape, but I want to replace them with some new ones because I'm not too sure how long it's been since these have been replaced. Here's how the new spark plugs come right out of the box. It does have this cylinder here that protects the gapping, the pre-gapping of the electrodes. Try to use one hand. So what I'm going to do is use my gapping tool to make sure that it's gapped within OE specs. So now that I have the new spark plug, I'm just gonna slightly put it in the socket here so that way I can easily detach it once I screw it down. That way I don't have any trouble taking it out of the socket. When you're putting it inside the cylinder, inside the spark plug housing, you want to just gently turn. Once you feel the grab, now I can disconnect it. My socket comes out. Now I'm going to replace this with the other one here. This one has the rubber gasket inside, whereas this one doesn't have, actually this side. So now that I have the 16mm, I could easily tighten it, and when I want to release the socket from the spark plug, won't have any trouble with the socket sticking to the spark plug, because once it sticks down there, it's pretty difficult to take it out. So this is kind of my method of doing this procedure. So I'm going to get my torque wrench. I'm going to tighten it just a little bit. I'm not going to torque these yet. I'm just going to set up the rest of these and then torque all of them at the same time. So I'm going to remove the second spark plug and I'm going to do the exact same procedure on all of them. I replaced all 4 spark plugs and torqued them within spec. So now I got the new spark plugs on and it's running a lot smoother. Now that I got my spark plug installed, I'm going to move into the interior. I'm not going to do the headliner today because that's going to take up a lot more time, but I do want to work on the dash. It's a little bit dry and I parked the car outside, so I want to protect it even though I put the sunshade. That way the dash won't get any cracks. Here's the condition of the dash. You notice there's no cracks on it. However, it is dried out, so I'm going to use this Ultimate Black from Meguiar's to protect and bring back the shine of the original color on the dash. I use the solution on an applicator pad, so I'm just gonna press and spread out the solution and then apply it all over the dash. You can see already that the color is being restored and the dash is no longer dried out. I just did the passenger side, but you can see already the restoration process. There's a big difference between these two. I ended up doing also the center console area. I still haven't installed my new CD player, but that's something that I'll be doing in the near future. But the solution from Meguiar's is definitely something I recommend. Here's an update with the dash restored. Looks much better now. Here's the other side. I also did the steering wheel, the rest of the dash as well. So it looks much better now. Both my 911 and M5 are going to be getting an update on the window visors. So what I'm going to do is get some blue tape and mark the areas because the height of the visor is the exact same. So I'm going to mark it so that way when I apply the new one, it's already set. I don't have to straighten it out. So this will save me some time from having to center everything again. My order just came in. I'm going to go back to the original setup where I had the flat 6MT on my 911 and the S85 V10 on my M5. For the base of the visor, it's going to be a little bit different this time. For the M5, I'm going to go with Nardo Gray, and for the 911, I'm going with Gloss White. So instead of going for the matte finish like I did before, I'm going to go with a gloss finish. There was some material left over, so I decided to use that material for some Porsche logos. So this is going to be my new setup. I'm going to start off first with my 911 and then I'll move on to my M5. I'm going to drop some slides so I can walk you through the process and compare from how it looks right now to the new look. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the results. With the matte black visor and Auto Hype logo, that was something I wanted to keep initially, but I wanted to add a little bit more boldness to the front of my car. especially for the 911 because it has some livery on the side. So I wanted to make both cars uniform and having a window visor. And this time I wanted to revert back to what I had before last year with the 911 having the flat 6 MT and the S85 V10. The next thing I want to do for my 911 is update the floor mats. Well, just the front at least. I think the black mats that I have right now are a little bit boring and I want to liven up my interior a little bit. So I ordered a couple floor mats, which I'm going to have to custom cut so that will fit my car. So let's get started. Here are my new floor mats. They came in a box, but I took them out to save some time. So I'm going to unwrap it and then lay it out so you can see the full design. So here's how it looks like when I unroll it. Notice how there's like a gradient effect to it. The reason why I chose this is because I have the sand beige interior and I thought that the blending from the top all the way down here to a darker color would give a little bit of boldness to my interior. So I'm going to have to fit it and do some custom cutting so that it could fit properly in my car. Here's the black floor mats that I have right now. So I'm going to replace this with the checkerboard ones. I'm going to actually have it sit up a little bit higher so you can see more of the design. I'm still going to retain this, but I'm still going to retain this probably in the lower half over here. So that way the new mats don't get dirty. But for the most part, I'm going to remove this first and then test fit the new ones. So this is the effect that I wanted. If you notice on the bottom, I still have the bottom mats, but I'm just going to do a little bit of trimming on this side here so I can fit snug. With a little trimming, I was able to get the angles right. So this is how it's going to look. Now that the passenger side is done, I'm going to work on the driver's side. The driver's side is going to need a little bit more cutting. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this. But this is the before look, and then I'll show you the after. I finished the driver's side. It took quite a bit of measuring and trimming, but I think I got the perfect fit. All the edges fit snug. I'm pretty happy with the results.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So with Mike on 9th. There you go. Oh yeah. Lift off.
No, you have a chance of owning more cars, huh?
Right there, yeah. The curtains right there. Oh yeah.
We ended up having some dinner with the boys tonight and coming over to Jam's house to check out his lift. Got my car back here, Eduardo, Ant's back here, and the cars are behind me. So let's go check out his setup and we'll see if I can make it happen in my garage. What I want to measure here to compare with my garage is the height. So I'm gonna grab a tape measure and see, because in my garage it's from down the bottom to the ceiling is 10 feet. So if the measurements in this garage is the same as mine, I think I can make it happen.
Just a lot of work here. He does a lot of work on himself. Alright, we'll see you, bro. Bye.
So Jam's garage height is 113 and mine is 120. So in order to make this work, I would
And this
need
is
that
old school,
garage
it's
lift
even,
style.
More high tech now. So
And then
like,
extend
It is because this one is
Yeah, because this is an
so that it can retract a little bit higher
See how that
and clear the roof.
Yeah, it almost yeah.
So I was able to work on 3 of my cars today, and I'm pretty happy with the results. We're coming close to the end of the year, and so I want to regroup and figure out what kind of projects I want to have for my cars. So I'll talk a little bit more about that on the next episode. So that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one. Wow.